If you stare into the mirror at the center of Jan van Eyck's Arnolfini portrait for too long, your reflection will never be the same again. This painting hides a secret so precise, so cunning, that for centuries it eluded even the sharpest eyes. A message encrypted in paint, a moment frozen in time that is more legal document than mere art. The man's raised hand isn't greeting you, it's swearing an oath. And the mirror? It's watching, just as much as it's reflecting. Who are these two figures truly? What exact promise, public, private, or supernatural, are we witnessing sealed in oils for eternity? The answer hides in plain sight, glinting back from that convex mirror on the back wall. Peer into its curve. Suddenly, the room expands. Two additional figures materialize, standing just beyond our direct view. One of them raises a hand, echoing the man in the foreground. This is no accident. Encircling the mirror's glass, written in confident Latin script, is a phrase translated as, Jan van Eyck was here, 1434. Not just a signature, a statement of presence, the earliest artistic selfie. The mirror's reflection is so detailed that you can count the tiles, see the windows, almost smell the candle wax. But why would Van Eyck inject himself into this intimate scene? Was he a witness, or did he want us to feel like one too? And why go to such lengths to record this particular moment? Mirrors in 15th century Bruges were rare as diamonds. Most people never saw their own face unwarped by metal or water, let alone rendered in perfect glass. This one isn't just decoration, it's almost alien. Its placement, dead center, suggests surveillance, truth, unblinking honesty. The tiny inverted world it holds challenges the very idea of perspective and reality. The mirror shows the couple, the witnesses, and even hints at a sunny afternoon beyond the window. A full 360-degree reality that the naked eye can't see. Was Van Eyck showing off? Or was he embedding a kind of notarized evidence? Why would an artist risk so much to prove this scene happened, and happened this way? The answer may lie in the man's raised right hand. It's no casual wave. His fingers splay slightly apart just so, mirroring a precise gesture used in medieval legal ceremonies. In 15th century Flanders, this was how you swore an oath, how you made something binding in the eyes of God and man. His dark, fur-trimmed robe is heavy with status, but his expression is haunted. He stares out, not quite looking at us, not quite looking away. The tension between his public gesture and private unease electrifies the air. Meanwhile, the woman's left hand rests on her belly, fingers spread in a gesture that's almost protective, almost secretive. Is she pregnant, as some have claimed? Or is this a sign of modesty, signaling her readiness for marriage? Van Eyck paintbrush records a vow. But what kind? Is it a wedding, a betrothal, or something more fraught? A promise shadowed by secrets neither figure dares to voice aloud. Look now at her dress. The green is not just a color, it's a coded message. In the Middle Ages, green was the shade of hope, fertility, and renewal. It was also hideously expensive, a mark of the elite. The folds of her gown are so intricate, so impossibly layered, that you could lose yourself in their depths. Every pearl, every embroidered pattern. Van Eyck's obsession with detail. But what's really shocking is what peeks from beneath. A sliver of blue sleeve. Blue in this era meant purity. This woman is both Madonna and Eve, a symbol of untarnished virtue and future motherhood. Some art historians have measured the belly's curve, speculating about pregnancy, but fashion historians counter. This is simply the style of the day, a dress cut to display hope for children, not evidence of them. Is Van Eyck painting prophecy or recording a reality already quietly begun? The dress, like the gesture, whispers more than it shouts. At their feet, a tiny alert dog locks eyes with you. Not with the couple, not with the mirror, with you. This is no ordinary animal. It's a Brussels Griffon, a breed so rare in 1434 that only the very wealthy could own one. In art of this era, dogs symbolized fidelity, loyalty, domestic harmony. Yet this dog is the only creature in the room making direct contact with us, the viewer. It's as if the dog is a silent witness, a guardian of secrets, hinting that there's more to this ceremony than meets the eye. Notice how its bright eyes, full of life, contrast with the solemn tension of its masters. Could the dog represent a vow of loyalty being sealed, not just between husband and wife, but between the living and the painted, between reality and representation? Or is it the only one willing to acknowledge our presence in this otherwise closed world? The couple's shoes sit discarded on the wooden floor, simple clogs, worn but carefully set aside. In medieval custom, removing shoes before stepping onto a sacred space signaled humility and respect. Here, the floor may be transformed into a kind of altar, the room itself a chapel. Their bare feet touch the grain of the wood, grounding them in a moment that is both intimate and immense. Why show this detail, so private, so bodily? Some scholars believe it hints at a private ritual, a contract or a vow made away from prying eyes, yet witnessed by those present, and now by us. What promise was whispered barefoot on these planks, out of reach of the church, but not of history? Above their heads, the gold chandelier gleams with uncanny precision. It's heavy with symbolism. Though it boasts multiple arms, only one candle burns, a single flame against the dimness. In religious iconography, one candle often represented the presence of God, the unity of a couple, or the soul's eternal light. The chandelier also holds tiny bells and a detailed crucifixion figure, almost invisible unless you look close. These are not mere decorations. They're loaded signals to any medieval viewer. This union, whatever it is being overseen by more than just the people in the room. But why emphasize the solitary candle? Is Van Eyck hinting that only one party truly burns with passion or sincerity? Or is this a reminder that truth, legal, emotional, or divine, is always fragile, always flickering, never quite safe from being snuffed out? What secrets does this small light hope to reveal or conceal in the shadows? Then there's the mirror again. It refuses to be ignored. Its convex surface holds not just the couple, but those two spectral figures. Their faces are blurred, indistinct, more suggestion than portrait. One of them, almost certainly Van Eyck himself, stands as a silent witness, hand raised in echo of the man's vow. The other's identity is lost to history. Some say a priest, a friend, even a notary. Their presence turns this private moment into a public legal act. The mirror makes us complicit. We're not just looking at a painting. We are standing in the room, peering over Van Eyck's shoulder, caught forever in the act of watching. Is this a celebration? A marriage blessed and recorded? Or is it a trap? A documentation of something less joyful, perhaps even a forced union? The painting refuses to settle, tugging us between reality and reflection, between presence and absence, between what is seen and what is only guessed. And now the final truth. The Arnolfini portrait is not a wedding painting at all. Recent research has revealed that, in 15th century Bruges, such gestures and settings were used for betrothal contracts, legal agreements that had the force of marriage, binding families and fortunes. The painting is likely a record of a private contract, witnessed by Van Eyck himself. The mirror, the shoes, the candle, the dog, each is a legal flourish, a symbolic notarization. But here's the twist nobody expects. Hidden among the mirror's painted inscriptions is a unique phrase, Jan van Eyck was here. Not painted, but was, as though the artist is both documentarian and participant, a ghostly presence haunting the scene forever. That final haunting gaze of the dog, the chilling calm of the couple, the unending watch of the mirror, it all adds up to a moment that can never be undone, a contract that outlives everyone in the room. Art outlasts the living. In the Arnolfini portrait, truth is not just seen, but sworn, sealed, and eternally reflected. A painting that's less a depiction than a spell, a binding oath that echoes across 6 centuries, waiting for new eyes to witness, to question, and perhaps to realize, every time you look, you become part of the contract too.